Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I'm Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a good day. It's been pretty nice this morning. Inside the house it's about 28 Celsius. Only went down to about 25 during the night, and then as soon as the sun hit the front of the house it started to rise again. So it's now up to 28 Celsius in the house. Outside where I am, and show you that. You'll show the minimum and the max. So you'll see the 28.2 was inside, 18.4 Celsius out here. Nice and cool, beautiful. I absolutely love it being out here. It's really nice to be doing all of this. This is practical knowledge for me to have. When you think about it, a lot of what I do, a lot of what I set up and plan for is so that I can sleep at night. What happens if the power goes out? What happens if there's a disaster? What happens if the infrastructure of the UK is broken by an attack or something? I don't know. These are the things that my brain at 3 a.m. in the morning or 2 a.m. Remember, I sleep in hour-long sections. And when I wake up, if my brain starts actively thinking about something that's a negative and I can't stop it, I will not get back to sleep. That will be it for the night. So this has to happen. I have to have these backups. But most of them are in theory. In theory, I can do this. I've got all these things and I can put them together. In practice, to actually put them together and use them like they're meant to be used, even though I'm doing it because it's hot inside. I'm sorry, but having the inside temperature of your house at 28.2 Celsius is to me at a fucking apocalypse, a heat apocalypse. And the only other choice is to turn on my portable air conditioner, which I'm trying to reduce my energy usage massively. So being out here in the backyard is better. Better for the environment, better for me. But having it all set up with the power going all the way, as you can see over, you should be able to see there, to my shed with that yellow pallet cable coming over the door, and having all that set up so that it works like this, it's perfect. It works. And now when I wake up at night and my brain starts to say, oh, what happened if this? I can just think, I gamed on this. I was on this from about 9 a.m. in the morning yesterday till 9 p.m. 12 hours. The battery, during the day, the solar panels give enough to run this entire system here. It runs about 80, 70 watts, round about that. When I'm gaming, it might hit 70, 80 watts. And it's by 8 o'clock last night, of course, the sun had gone in, so the battery bank in there was down to 87%. When I go up this morning and check the battery bank and set up for today, it was back to 100% because the sun hits that from about 8 a.m. during the summer, and so therefore had a wonderful amount of sun. So this is basically a permanent solution if the weather was good. If the weather isn't good, let's say bad things happen, I can still take that cable, take it through my vent there into the kitchen and power this entire thing inside the kitchen, where I'm sheltered from the rain and the snow and whatever weather the UK throws at us. So all that is very, very good. The only downside is when I checked out the fire pit, it's got a bit of damage. It's rusted through basically. It used to have some bits and pieces, but I lost them when I had to move into this house. It's still usable, but at some point in time, I'm going to have to replace the fire pit because it's rotted all the way through the bottom. And one of the legs is slightly rotted as well, but it's not dangerous. It's still usable. So I will be cooking my food on it today. I'm going to probably do burgers today. Yay. So everything else is working fine. I am very happy. I love that it's 18.4 Celsius out here compared to out in the house. It's wonderful. And splendiferous. Splendiferous, my good man. So yeah. Still got a lot of stress to do with the disability stuff and the government. First of all, one layer is because I'm switching from the legacy benefits to the universal credit. I won't know how much I'm going to get per month until the 5th of June. So that's on my mind, but I can't do anything about it. I've just got to hope that everything I put in and wrote down was right and it's all just in their system and everything. And they can just go through it and see everything's full. And they don't need any more paperwork from me or anything like that. It's all pretty good. The other downside is what the government's doing. The problem is a lot of the information is being kept from the general public. Here's something sneaky that happened. Do you know, part of their green paper, if you've read it, basically says they're going to have lots of life coaches who will get all the disabled people into work. Their own report came out on the 2nd of May. They released it pretty much at 4 p.m. on the Friday of a bank holiday. Nobody was looking and everybody was concentrating on the wins, and all the news services were dealing with the wins for reform and the political stuff. That didn't get any airtime. It was specifically dropped on that day, so no one wanted it to just go away. Because what it stated in this report was basically, I'm going to put a link in the bio if anybody wants to read it. Basically, it's on benefitsandwork.co.uk. Some people actually found it that it's going to make no difference to disabled people and actually make it worse for them trying to get them back into work via life coaches. It's going to screw things up so badly. But I want to also show you something. A lot of the stuff that we're finding out, we're having to do what's called freedom of information requests because the government does not want to release it. The DWP do not want to release the data. So here's the data. Someone asked, brilliant idea. This person, Sharon, they actually posted their letters so people could see. So I will show you that letter. And this person's a fucking hero. So there it is, the letter that they received. They posted it on Twitter so people could repost it and show other people. Basically, they asked in April, how many people who were on, please provide an age breakdown with numbers and percentages of people who do not currently score 4 points. Remember, you've got to score 4 points in any single activity for it to count. Even if you get 3 points in every activity that affects your disability, in the old system that got counted, but if you don't get a 4, it's classed as 0 for the full amount, so you can't get PIP. This shows how many people, because of the changeover to the new system, will lose their benefits because they don't have the amount of points. If every one of these people on here, something like 250,000 or so, I haven't added them up, who have the enhanced disability, will lose it. People age 60 plus and that will lose it. People age 50 plus will lose it because they get 3 points or so, and so they won't. And I'm not talking 3 points in total. Usually they will get like 28 points or so. These are really disabled people who can't do much themselves. But the new system, if you don't get 4 points in this one, it's 0. If you don't get 4 points in this one, it's 0, and so on. So this basically shows how many people over the next few years are going to lose their benefits. There's going to be 1.3 million or so people on the standard who are going to lose PIP. And remember, this PIP is the lifeline. It helps disabled people do so much, and it's going to be removed from them. And this information is there. The government knows this information. The DWP knows this information. The general public, unless you do a freedom of information request, we don't know it. So they can say, oh, there's lots of people frauding this, there's lots of people doing blah, blah, blah. Lie. So that it's the entire system is built to be against disabled people, to try to push us out, to try and take us off the system, to reduce support. I remember this is the same government that at the very same days is going to be reduced out of next year the percentage of money in the NHS going to mental health. So all these people, all these thousands, hundreds of thousands, million people who are going to lose their support, become more disabled. Their own system has proved that out of all those there, the entire people, if they go through the system, that the green paper, try to get them out, only 39,000 in total have even a chance of any kind of improvement from the SIS plan that are made. The rest going to lose their houses, going to end up in addiction, going to end up in the emergency rooms, going to end up in psychiatric intensive care wards, going to be costing the government and the UK millions and millions of pounds. This system doesn't work. What they're going to be doing is basically trying to kill off all the people that aren't working. I'm sorry, but I hate to think of it like that, but how else can you? And you wonder why people like me are even under more stress now than we were before. But like I say, for me, there's a good chance I will be staying on PIP. Is that a good thing or bad thing? Is it a good thing that my brain is so fucked up that even with all these changes, that there's a very good chance that my PIP won't be taken away from me? How sucky is that? How sucky is it that I am classed as to be being severely disabled and I'm so screwed up that there's a very good chance that even with all the cuts that are going to ruin so many people's lives and remove them from PIP, there's a good chance that I won't get removed from it. I now know what my wife felt, because when Paola got really ill, when she was about 2 years away from dying, the social services and everything started to do anything they could for her. Nurses couldn't visit. She had her hair done and everything. She could get anything she wanted. They were going to put a ramp out at the front of the house. They were going to pay for everything. This was in 2018, before all the crises we've had since then. And she said to me, it's nice to have the extra help, but to know that I'm so close to death that the local social services and that will basically write a blank check for me, it's not really a positive. And this is the thing. People think that they go on about, yeah, you get all this money, you can do nothing. You get all these benefits. Their own systems have proved that only 0.3% of fraud has ever happened in PIP. That means that nearly all of the people who are really ill, nearly all of the people who have a car from Motability, nearly all of the people that have this money coming to them, their lives suck. And this money just makes it a little less sucky. That's the sucky part of it. So I hope you're all having a good day. I'm going to cook myself something in a minute. I want to do a test on the barbecue. The barbecue, the fire pit. I'm going to be cooking something on there. So bye-bye for now.